Hello everyone, welcome to iQUANTA's CAT form filling video. I'll be guiding you through the entire form filling process. Let's start. So firstly, you have to open your browser. Open the browser and search for CAT 2024. I'll search for CAT 2024 and I click on the first link itself. First link is of imcat.ac.in. Make sure you're clicking on the right link. Then this page will appear for you, and only one of the four tabs here is of importance. You must be a new candidate, and so click on the new candidate registration. Then this tab will open. I'll let it load first. You have to provide the permission to the pop-up first, and then you'll start your form filling process. So firstly, you have to enter your name. I'll put on my name. I'll put on my name, your date of birth. Make sure you're putting your official date of birth. Many of you might have different actual birth date of births, and official date of birth might differ. Please mention your official date of birth only. Then you have to enter your email address. This is also very important that you mention your active email, something you can check very frequently, because this will be the only way of communication that IAMS will have with you. So make sure you're putting your actual email address, which you have access to. Now select your country, and then you have to write your phone number. Then an OTP will be generated. This is just for the initial registration process, where you will mention your name, phone number, email address, and an OTP will generate. A captcha will appear. I'll put on the captcha here. After entering the captcha, you will receive an OTP on your mobile, on your email address as well. So enter your OTP received on your mobile phone in the mobile OTP column only. I'll put down my OTP. So you have to validate your OTP as well. Pop-up will also appear if you have successfully validated your email address and your mobile number as well. So you can see I have validated both of my mobile numbers and my email address as well. I'll agree to the declaration mentioned here. I'll write down the captcha as well here. And then confirm. So a verification pop-up is also here. You have to recheck if you have filled the details correctly. Check your name, date of birth, email address, country, and mobile number. If you have made any mistake, you can edit here as well. However, it is advised to look at it, fill the form very carefully. You would want to avoid any mistakes, so you don't have to fill the form again. So I have checked all of the details and I'll submit my initial registration form. So as you can see, a pop-up has appeared here. I am successfully registered with the CAT 2024 portal. All right. So once I have initially registered with the CAT portal, I'll log out. Now an user ID and password would be sent to your email address. You have to access your email and check for your individual user ID and password. So I have received my user ID and the cat portal password on my email address. I have logged out of my initial registration process, and now I'll click on the registered candidate login. Because now I am a registered candidate, I'll log in through this tab. You have to keep in mind that this CAT 2023 scorecard download is not of your use, and this portion, which is a doubt of many students, registration of non-IIM institutions for CAT 2024. This is for only the institutions which are non-IIMs and want to have CAT as their admission examination. So it is of no use to you. You have to avoid it. Only these two tabs are of use for you. So I'll put on the email ID, user ID which I received on my email address. I'll note down the password as well. Keep in mind, it might take a few minutes for you to receive your user ID and password on your email address and your mobile number. So be patient. There's no need to worry. Initial rush might be there, so you don't have to worry about the receiving user ID and password. I have mentioned my user ID and password here. I'll mention the captcha here and log into the CAT portal for the further form filling process. So as you can see, I have logged into my CAT portal. Here on the right hand side, you can see the application form. Click on the tab. This is where the main part of your form filling process starts. Your registered details would be mentioned here. Pre- cut. Your previously mentioned registration details would already be mentioned here, so you don't have to fill it again. I'll write down my name as well. Just the first name. You have to put your last name separately. Many people tend to make this mistake of writing their first complete name in the first name itself. So avoid writing your full name in the first name column. I write down my father's name here. And you have to mention your mother's name as well. See if your date of birth is correct as you mentioned in the initial form, and select your gender. You have to select your nationality again as well. If you have mentioned others in the initial registration process, kindly go through the different countries mentioned here. If you are located outside of India, select your country and then move on with the further form filling process. Then you have to select your category here as well. You have to keep in mind that you won't be able to change your category later during the admission process. So if you are waiting your certificate for a certain category, please fill the form after you receive it only. Otherwise, you won't be able to change it later on. So if you're belonging to someone belonging to a PWD category, you click on the yes tab here. I'll put on no here. Then you have to fill your address here. Please fill your permanent address here. It is advised not to fill your current address or correspondence address. Try filling your permanent address here. You have to select your state slash union territory here. I'll select Delhi. I reside in Delhi. You have to select the district as well. town and city will be same for me. You have to select your town or city. Mention your PIN code. Here you can provide your alternate email address here as well. If you this is optional. So my communication address and permanent address are same. So I'll click on yes in the question where is permanent address same as correspondence address. If it is same for you, you put yes as your answer. However, if it is not, then you select no and mention your communication address as you mentioned previously here and permanent address separately. Now in this column, you have to put your emergency contact details. Your father's or your mother's phone number would do. I'll mention my mother's phone number here. This number has to be different than your registered mobile number. So make sure you're filling a separate phone number here. Now you have to upload your passport size photograph and a scanned copy of your signature. So you can click here and check the size of photos and the signature which is required. All the details are mentioned here. That a photograph should not be more than 6 months old, and the maximum size has to be a 1 MB or less, and the format of JPEG or JPG is acceptable only. So once you have checked the criteria and made your photos according to the required specifications, you can click on the uploading link. See, I have uploaded my photo and this satisfies all of the criteria. You can see the green mark here. So I close this window and now upload my signature. This also satisfies all of the mentioned specifications. So I'll save this window and move on to the next tab. So a view photograph pop-up has appeared. You have to view your photo and your signature if they are according to the specifications and they are correct according to you. So yes, both of them are seems fine to me. I'll save and next and move on to the next tab. So now I'll fill the marks obtained here, which is comes out to be 367. Now, now you have to fill your undergraduation details here. If you are appearing for CAT in your final year of graduation, then you have to select yes here. I'll select no here. You have to write the duration of your degree here as well and the type of university from which you graduated. Then you'll put down the location here and the name of the institute as well. So if you cannot find the name of your institution here, you can select the others option. If the name of your institute is not present here, select the others option and write the name of your institution separately here. After mentioning the state of your university, you have to write the name of your university. A search tab will open up and you can search for your university here. Also, in case your university is not mentioned in the list provided here, you can search for the others option here. Select the others option and write the name of university separately here. All right. My university is mentioned here, so I'll search for it and select it from the tab itself. Now you have to mention the name of the college and the degree name as well. I did engineering, so I'll select my stream of engineering here. After writing the degree name, you have to select the discipline of your undergraduation. So I did engineering, so I'll mention it here. The engineering slash technology option works for me. My graduation stream is engineering, so I'll select it. After mentioning the graduation stream, you have to select the commencement time of your. After mentioning the graduation stream, you have to mention your commencement date of your undergraduation degree and the completion date as well, which was May 2022 for me. So I'll mention it here. You have to mention the score you achieved in your UG as well. Make sure you're writing it in the percentage terms only. If you received a CGPA, please check your university's conversion criteria and mention in percentages only. The CGPA criteria won't work here, so make sure you're filling only the percentage here. And if you're someone who did a dual degree or a 5 year integrated course, you can select the yes option here. It was not for me, so I'll select a no. Also, if you're someone who have done more than one of the bachelor's degree, example is also given BCom plus LLB or some this sort of thing, then you have to click on this tab. This was not the case for me, so I won't be selecting it. And if you have completed your master's, you can mention the details here as well. You'll select yes and mention all of the details of your master's degree as well. I have not done my master's yet, so I'll select no. Also, if you have some professional degree, you can mention it here. For example, if you're a CA, you have done your CS, ICW, or CMA, you can select yes here. Both of these will be no for me. So I have filled all of the details of my academic section here. I'll save it and move on to the next part. So saving and moving on to the next column is very important in case you're not able to fill the form in one go. Uh, if you have saved a column, your form will open from the next tab only when you log in again. So don't forget to save all of the data you have filled in the form. So now the work experience column open up. I'll select the industry type of my work ex. Check through the industry type if any of the automobiles, banking, durables work for you. If you belong to these industries, click on the tab. Uh, I worked at the education sector, so it is not mentioned here. I select the others here. You have to select the start date of your WorkX. Click on the calendar tab, select the year first, then select the month, and then select the date. If you're still working, the end date is 31st of July, either way for if you're still working, the end date of your would be 31st of July because CAT considers your work ex till 31st July only. However, in the later admission process, after you receive the initial shortlist, your work ex will be considered till the December end. So if you have done more than one jobs, you can select multiple, you can mention your multiple work experience at different companies as well. uh, you can select the others tab here as well and then fill in your second company you have worked for or some other experience as well. Once you have filled your work experience details, you can save this tab and move on to the next part. So most of your details have already been mentioned in the form. Now you have to select your preferred colleges and the programs which they offer. So there is a select all option present here. Uh, I'll advise you to select all of the colleges. If you are, even if you're not interested in some of them, that doesn't matter. It would be hard to manually select each of the colleges. So if you select all of the options, you will automatically be applying for all of the colleges and the programs they offer. So I've selected all of them and I'll mention the preferred interview cities as well. You have to mention two interview cities in each of the colleges. Make sure that you're mentioning different locations. So I'll manually select the interview city preference here. Selecting all of your interview cities is a very tedious task. Make sure you're selecting different interview locations. If you're selecting only one, again, a pop-up window will appear and it will. As you can see that I am Visakhapatnam is also mentioned here. So I believe you won't have to apply to I am Vizag separately this year. They'll accept through the main CAT form only. So once you have selected all of the preferred interview city preferences of all of the IIMs and all of their courses, you can click on the save and next tab. And if you have missed any of the preferences, a pop-up alert will be there and you'll be asked to fill the interview city preference there. So I missed one as well here. So I'll put one here. I think it should be good to go now. So the second city preference here as well. Yes, so I have filled all of the preferred interview city preferences. Now you have to mention the test city preference where you would like to appear for CAT. Of course, please fill all of the five preferences very carefully because then it's not very clear if you will be given your first preference only. According to past trends, you might get your even third or fourth preferences as your CAT test center as well. So make sure you're filling them filling even all of the city preferences very wisely. So I have filled five of my preferred test states and city. I'll click on the save and next. So now only payment option remains. You can select any of the payment mode. Click on the declaration and enter the captcha as well. Before submitting your payments, you can click on the preview option and go through your CAT form again to check if you have filled all of the details correctly. We'll do that here as well. Yes, you can see your 10 details, 12 details, or even your name and date of birth as well. You check your address. This preview option is very important. You would like to avoid filling the form again. Even a minor mistake can result in the rejection of your form. So please fill all of the details very carefully and check them very carefully as well. So everything seems right to me. I have entered the captcha here and have accepted the declaration as well. I'll submit it. An alert will also appear that after making the payment, you won't be able to edit any of the data. So make sure you have filled the form very carefully. There are multiple payment options here as well. You can pay through debit, credit card, internet banking, UPI, NEFT, or even SBI branch payment option as well. So you can see a note will appear here after you made your payment. Your application has been submitted successfully and your payment is successful as well. If you want, you can print the application form as well, or you can view it, download the PDF as well of your application form. So that would be all for the CAT 2024 form filling process. If you have any doubts, you can ask it in the comment section and our team will definitely help you. So all the best for your CAT. Hope you all get your dream colleges. All the best.